Hello guys, welcome to the Business Etiquette related seminars video series. And before we start with this particular presentation, let me request you one of the thing just go ahead and subscribe to my channel online trainings so that the future bookmarks will get maintained for you, and you will also receive the required intimations and everything. So I strongly recommend that you go to the channel where this particular video has been uploaded, and that channel's name is online trainings, and please do subscribe to that. Okay, so let's start with this particular presentation of business etiquette now. So let's dive into the very first slide of the outlines of this particular presentation. Okay, so here what we'll be doing is that this is our outlines actually for this particular business etiquette related presentations. We'll be defining the etiquette first, then the second topic is on the importance of the etiquette. Third is how to introduce yourself when you meet the people. Fourth is identify three C's of a good impressions. Then the next thing is how to use the business card effectively. So we'll be focusing on how to give a card to the other persons and how you can use it effectively. Okay. Then the remembering of names, how important it is, that we will be covering up. Then there's three steps of a handshake. Then the next is a dining manner in the restaurant and the signals for the waiter. So when you go to the restaurants, what are the dining manners to be followed as part of the business etiquette that will be covering. Okay. So let's move on to the next slide. Here the outline is continuing here again. The next will be seeing the netiquettes, that is the guidelines in internet usage and using the emails. Okay, so that we call it as a netiquette. Okay, so there is a certain rules which we follow with respect to the internet usage and when writing the email. So that will be covering. Then the next is a guidelines in the use of a voicemail and cell phone. So the 11th point is a guidelines for the thank you, and 12th is a dress for the success, how to dress up. Okay, as a part of the business etiquette. Then the dress colors and the interviewer perceptions about it, the dress codes which we follow normally in the business practice, and then lastly the guidelines in the international etiquette we will be issuing. Okay, so this is going to be a long presentations and we'll be breaking up in a different videos. So in this first video I'll be trying to cover this first 6 points actually, the defining etiquette till the remembering of the names. Okay, so let's go into the first slide. Now defining the etiquette. So what business etiquette means? Okay, so when you talk about the business etiquette, basically it's just like a conventional rules of the polite behavior, you can say, in a nutshell. Just to summarize, these are the kind of the rules which you follow when you are interacting with the business people. Okay, so they are the guidelines on how to behave befitting the good manners while in the company of the other people. They show sensitivity to the needs and feelings of the person or people you are with. So this plays a very important role, especially when you are meeting some new people at some of the exhibitions or maybe some conference or a seminars. Okay, so they evaluate you based on your behavior, the very first behavior which they identify in yourself. Okay, so your basic impression or the personality related impression gets created out of it, and a lot of business gets followed based on that very first impression. Okay, so this business etiquette plays a crucial role with respect to that. The next point is that etiquette covers most aspects of the social interaction, including the self presentation, communication, courtesy, and hospitality. So it's like, basically when you are meeting somebody, how you are interacting. So you must have noticed that when you are meeting some people, they are very friendly. You find them very friendly and you can easily gel with them quickly. And then there are some people, they are not, they don't open up much. So you face a little bit problem in dealing with them. But down the line, maybe after three or four interactions, you may find going, friendly or convenient with them. So this etiquette covers, the social interactions, how you interact with the people in a social manner, including the self presentation, how you present yourself. So that also will be covering. Then communication, how effective you are in your communication with the others, how much courteous you are, and how much has hospitality you are showing it to the other people. That all gets covered in the business etiquette. Okay, So these are the main aspects. Now let's move on to the next point. Business etiquette in particular covers the expectations in the interaction between the co-workers, the company and their clients, and as well as the company and their stakeholders. Okay, so this plays a very important role, as I was saying, because it covers the expectations in interaction between the colleagues, the co-workers, the company and the clients, and as well as the company and the stakeholders or the investors or whoever are there, the stakeholders. So those all interactions, in all these interactions, business etiquette plays a very important role. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. The importance of the business etiquette. So etiquette can help the businesses improve the following areas. So what are those areas? So first thing is that branding. Okay, so obviously everybody wants to improve the branding of their business. They want to create a very good impressions when they are interacting with the others. And they want to create a very good brand awareness, right? So everything we do reflect on our company and our products and our services. By acting professionally, we send the message that our business is a credible enough and a trustworthy. Personalized care may very well be your edge against the competition. Okay, so all these things matters a lot when you are dealing with your customers and prospective leads as well. Okay, so that plays a crucial role, like how you establish the credibility of your business and trustworthiness, so that people get interested eventually in your products and in your services, so down the line you keep getting a lot of business from them. Okay, so this branding is a very essential. The second point is that customer care. The best way to show the customers that their patronage is valued is to treat them with respect and consideration. This in turn can inspire the customer loyalty and a positive feedback. Okay, so there needs to be, I mean, basically you need to show the respect to their ideas and to their feedbacks and suggestions, obviously, to the customers. So you need to treat them with the respect and considerations, and this in turn can inspire your customer loyalty and the positive feedback as well. Third point is employee engagement. So good manners help improve the employee or team morale and confidence. So just to share one of the experience which I had is like in a once there was in one of the company where I was working, the CEO has decided that he wants to treat his employees nicely. So he himself was serving the food on that particular day to all his employees at a cafeteria, and this has sent a very good message to all the employees because they really liked the kind of the manner which has been shown by the CEO to all the employees, and this has shown a very good message, and the employees morale has really got boosted up. So this is just one example which I'm sharing for getting the employee engaged. So that is one thing, and the team synergy. The good manners help to establish smooth working relationships within a team, which contributes to the greater productivity. So whenever you are having a good manners, showing a respect to your colleagues and to their ideas, to their viewpoints, and you deal with them nice manners. So at the time, what happens? Your team, like a relationship between the team, gets expanded, and they start contributing a lot because they feel more comfortable, in dealing with each other and getting the work done from each other. So the overall productivity also goes up. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Uh, how to introduce yourself. So this is a very important aspect when you are coming across to the new people in the business community. This is just some of the tips you can say. So first tip is that when you are introducing yourself, project warmth and confidence. Okay, when you are talking, it should reflect the confidence within yourself and within your business which you possess. Okay, so then only you'll be able to communicate more effectively, and you should be like cozy with the others. So required warmness should be there in dealing with others, and you need to be sensitive to their whatever they are talking. You need to pay attention in listening them, and you need to be sensitive to their feelings as well when you are dealing with the others for the very first time. State both your first and last name. Okay, then you repeat the other person's name when given to you. Okay, so that way you will remember his name, and not only that, you will be showing that you are interested in that particular person. So remembering a person's name and repeating it two three times, not continuously, but at least two three times is a good idea. So that way it will help you in remembering his name, and also it will show that you are really interested in that particular person. Okay, then when introducing the others, so when you introduce the others, introduce the people based on their seniority in a company. So you will you can just start saying like he's like a project manager in our company, and he is a contributor so and so on the so on these projects he's a working and he's a contributed a lot, kind of a things. Introduce the strangers first. There's a second thing when introducing the others, and third thing is this: use the formal titles unless invited otherwise. So you should try to use a doctor if the person is a doctor. If he's otherwise, you can use the gentleman or a Mr. or a madam or a Mrs. That kind of a formal title you can use it in your conversation. Okay, then always stand when you are being introduced to someone. So if the other person is standing, then you must stand up, to give him the required respect, and that's a good manner actually. And before you get introduced to someone, if somebody is introducing you, then you must get stand up from your chair if the other person is standing. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Identifying three C's of a good impression. So a good first impression is a one that successfully communicate the three C's. So this is just to to remember it easily. So that's kind of an acronym. You can say confidence, competence, and credibility. So this all three starts from the let us see. Okay, so confidence is the one aspect which we already discussed, that whenever you are introducing yourself, the confidence should get reflected in your speech, and you should try to exactly speak. What exactly how you are contributing to the business or to the society or to the community, and don't say the designation, but you just say them that what exactly you are doing and how it is helping and how it is adding a value in the lives of the other people. So that's how you should introduce yourself, and then it should show the confidence in yourself, that that you are really believing in yourself, and you are really believing in whatever work you are doing, and whatever the patience or interest which you are possessing. Okay, the second part is on about the competence. When you communicate, it should also show that you are competent enough in the area where you are working. So you should share the your accomplishment, that these are the things which you accomplished in your life so and so far, and these are the things which you have accomplished, and these are the kind of contribution which you have made overall to the society or to the business community. Okay, so that is the competence kind of thing. And the third is a credibility. So when you are communicating you about your business, you need to establish the credibility. Okay, so for that can be established by sharing the testimonials with the others. That is the one way of establishing the credibility, like just saying that that this is the kind of a news which has come up about your company in a so and so newspaper. So you need to quote it, and quote it correctly, so that your credibility gets established. So people will evaluate based on how the other the well established celebrity, what is they are saying about your business and all those things. So you need to share the correct testimonials with the others, and you need to share the right numbers. Okay, in establishing the credibility, this is the kind of a turnover which you are having for your business, or this is the these are the policies which you adopt, and these are the values you see, like these are the six core values or whatever. The different companies have the different values, and this is the you can also share the vision and mission of your company, so to establish the kind of a credibility in the others. So when you start sharing the vision of your company, what happens is that you start attracting a lot of people towards you, because then they will come to know, oh really. Just to share one of the experience, I met one of the builder. He shared his vision that he wants to create a 1 lakh apartments, and that is what his vision by 2030. Okay, so that was the target which he was having, and that was the vision he was sharing with the other people. And what he said is that, like, when was sharing this particular vision to the others, a lot of people got attracted to that particular idea, and they started showing the interest. Some people who were having the land, they started offering him the land, that I am having the land and I would like to sell it. If you are interested. So that kind of things, all the things you start getting. Attracting to yourself, the customers also starts coming and approaching you, that okay, which what areas you are having the projects, and I would like to know about it, and kind of a thing. So you come to know about the prospective customers, prospective vendors, and all those things when you start sharing your visions, and that establishes a credibility also in the market. Let's move on to the next slide now. Using the business cards effectively. So first point is that never be without your business cards. Okay, so what happens is that if you are attending any seminars, or if you are attending any exhibitions and those kind of road shows or the conferences, if you are attending, so make sure that you carry your business cards with you, the in the preferably in the card holder. And then second thing is that follow the protocol and the hierarchy. Cards should not be given to the senior executives that you meet unless they have asked for the one. Okay, so if they ask for it, then you must give it to them. But if you are meeting the person who is at the equal level, then you can just directly go ahead and share with them. But sometimes we deviate from this rule, and we also give it to the senior executives also. So that again, it's varies from the country to country. So maybe in India it is fine, sharing with the senior executives, but maybe in the Western countries that may not be the culture. Okay, so let's move on to the next point. Time the presentation of your card. The best moment to hand a card is when you are asked for one. So when somebody asks you for the card, that is the best time to issue the card to him. And when you are asked to repeat your name, or when someone offers to send you something. Okay, so when somebody offers to send you something, you can give them your card. Or when somebody asks to repeat your name, at the time also you can offer your card. Okay, and handing a business card in the middle of a discussions can be an interruption. So please try to avoid that. You should not hand out the card in the middle of the discussion when you are discussing about some other points or something. So try to avoid that. Okay, then accompany your business card with an explanation of what you can offer them. Okay, so you should try to carry some pamphlet if you are having, some leaflets if you are having. That also you can try to carry along with you about your products or the services which you are offering. Then, when receiving a business card, show the other person that you value their card. Look at the business card for a few seconds, comment about the card, that it's nice card, and let them see that you take care in storing their card as well, instead of just jamming it in your pocket. So try to put it in your card holder, or maybe in your wallet, so to show some respect to them. Just don't put it in a pocket, just take it and put it in pocket. That's not a good thing. You should look at it, and then you should comment, like if he's from certain areas, then you can say, oh wow, you are from this area, that's a nice place, and kind of a things. You should try to discuss some of the things, and then you should store it in a respectful manner, as I said, inside a wallet or the card holder, just instead of just putting it in a pocket. Okay, and also there is a way, while giving the business card, you should hold it from the top, middle, center, and facing it to them. You should give the card to them. Okay, so that's another hint. And let's move on to the next slide. Remembering the names. You can remember the names by this way. First is by repetition. Maybe like if you will repeat 3 or 4 times, then probably it will be easy for you to remember that person's name. So use of the mental imagery. Some people are good, in a visualizing the thing. So maybe you can link it with some other person, or maybe with the meaning of his name, and that way you can, just remember his name. Just to give you one example, like I met one person. He was new to me, and his name was Virat. So I just said, oh, Virat. So I mean, like Virat Kohli. So that is a well-known celebrity. Like he's a well-known cricketer. So that way it's easy to link the name of the person, and you can remember it for the long time. So just one example I'm citing. The You can use whichever way is convenient to you in remembering. Third is documenting the names on a paper, or maybe you can jot down on the paper. If you are meeting a lot of people, then it's an easy way to remember, like especially when you are going in a conducting a course or something in a new batch, you will face like 15 to 20 students are just sitting in a front of you, and at that time like I use this particular concept of repeating the name. So maybe to like when I start asking the question, when I try to make my session more interactive, I try to call each person with his a name, so I keep repeating it, and maybe two three times I forget, but then like after that I remember the name of the person very well, and the next day when he comes in the batch, I remember that person's name very well with this particular rule of a repetition. Okay, so third is documenting names on a paper, I said. Then fourth is crafting the creative sentences. So sometimes you can, put some kind of a verb against that particular person. Like say, if the name is Anis, then you say aggressive Anis, and that way you can, remember quite well manner. Then other way is showing the genuine interest. When you start showing the genuine interest in the name of the person, you start discussing about the meaning of that particular name, and that way also you can start remembering that person's name very well. So with that, let's move on to the next slide, the three steps of a handshake. So this is a process, actually handshaking, which we normally do in the social interactions when you meet the new person. So it's a way to introduce oneself, offer the congratulations, and even a way to conclude a business deal. A handshake is a gesture of a goodwill. The step one is a facial expression. Start the non-verbals that show the openness and a sincerity. Maintain the eye contact. So you need a smile like when you are looking to the new person for the first time, and it can be for the short duration, maybe for the few seconds, and that just needs to show the openness and a sincerity. Then you shake the hands with the other person. Your handshake gives an impression. Grip it too lax, you are hesitant and possibly indecisive. Okay, so there is a meaning, like if you are gripping it too lax, you are hesitant and possibly indecisive. Grip it too tight, you are too brash, even intimidating. Grip that is in between, you are confident. So don't apply too much pressure, and don't just do the handshake with a very loose manner and a lousy manner also. So that's it should be in between, so it should show reflect that you are confident. For most occasions, two or three palms of the hand are appropriate, and longer handshakes can make some people, especially women, uncomfortable. So try to avoid that, or two or three palms of the hands are a appropriate one. Greet the person. Now talk to the person whose hand you are shaking. A simple hello or how do you do is appropriate. And if you know the person's name, then you can just mention say, how do you do, Mr. XYZ kind of a thing. Okay. So now let's me move back to the outlines from where we have started, and these are the things which we have covered. So in this particular video, from the point number 1 to point number 7 we have covered, and going ahead in the next video we'll be starting from the point number 8, and we will try to cover the remaining stuffs. Okay, so stay tuned, and as I mentioned in the beginning of the particular presentation, that you try to subscribe to this particular channel. The channel name is online trainings, and you can check it out when you click that particular name, online trainings, and then there will be a subscribe button. So click on that, so the future bookmark will get maintained, and whenever any new video gets uploaded, you will get intimated about the same. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned.